So those are watching the free live session, those are watching the paid live session, welcome you all to the class number 1 of Sankalp batch for the UGC NET December 2025 examination. So in this will be a paid demo class which is streaming for free to know how the paid classes are going to be there. So for that purpose we are keeping this, and this will be related to paper 2 commerce code number 8, paper 2 management code number 17 we are going to take. If you can look at the recent trend analysis of the June 2025 question paper of commerce, question paper of management, both the papers, if we analyze on a unit wise basis, these questions were appear. So if you see the commerce from unit 1, business, environment, international business, total 12 questions were appeared. Accounting and audit 10 questions, unit 2, and unit 3, business economics 9 questions, unit 4, finances 8 questions, statistics and research methods 11 questions were appeared, and business statistics, business management and HRM 6 theory questions and 1 reading comprehension, total 11 questions. Banking and financial institutions 6 theory question and 1 reading comprehension, total 11 question. And marketing management 8 questions, legal aspects of business 11 questions, as well as income tax and corporate tax planning, total 9 questions were up. Out of all these 100 questions, if you can analyze properly, more number of questions were asked from business, environment, international business. This sometimes even asked in the business management and HRM also. But this is according to the recent examination, right? So that is, we are going to start from this particular unit only. And if you look at the paper 2 code number 17, that is management, June 2025 questions on a unit wise basis. These unit titles were not mentioned by the UGC anywhere in the syllabus. But these are according to the syllabus given, we only given the title. So that is generally a part of. From the first unit, first unit is management and ethics. Management, economics and business. When I'm copy pasting the table, it has been copy pasted. But the first title is that one, remaining all are correct. So the first title is this. From the management, economics as well as business ethics, 9 questions were there. From organization, behavior and HRM, 10 questions. Strategic and international HRM, strategic HRM, international HRM, 10 questions. Accounting and finance, 13 questions are there, and capital budgeting, portfolio management, international financial management, 10 questions. Strategic marketing and marketing management, strategic management and marketing management, 8 questions. Brand management and international marketing, 7 theory question plus 1 reading comprehension, total 12. Strategic management and operation, statistics for the management and operation research, 9 questions, and international business and information technology, 6 plus 1 reading comprehension, 11 questions, and entrepreneurship development, 8 questions were there out of 100. This is how totally the coverage of the paper 2 management code number 17 on a unit wise basis as per the recent examination. If you look at this, accounting and finance were more questions. That too, this accounting and finance questions very much. Even the syllabus, whatever given for the management, whatever given for the commerce, except this entrepreneurship development, operation research, and information technology, except these particular strategic management. Remaining all are very much copy pasted from commerce to the management and from the management to the commerce. It is vice versa. I always recommend to the people of paper 2, whether you belong to commerce, whether paper 2 management, you belong to code number 8 or code number 17. Always try to solve the previous year questions of both. Solve the management people, solve not only management previous questions, solve the commerce previous questions also. Commerce people, don't solve only the commerce previous question. Also solve the management previous year questions. That is why this crisscross white is required in the preparation. Because many times previous year questions of commerce were directly taken in the management upcoming examination. Some of the questions. And some of the questions of management were directly taken in the commerce examination with regard to various subjects which are common to each other. So this will be a value addition. Whoever is taking our commerce or management, they are going to get the both previous year question as a value addition in our course. Right? Now let us start with a particular unit which is business environment and international business. Shall we begin without late? So after watching the paid demo classes which we are offering, if you are willing to or if you are interested to join, if you are satisfied and willing to join in the paid batch, Sankalp batch is there for the UGC NET December 2025 examination, a complete all-in-one preparation for your NET JRF. In this, you will get the detailed explanation classes. After the classes, topic-wise proper detailed PDF will be given, which you can able to download and print it. And topic-wise previous year question classes, explanation as well as their PDF also will be available. Topic-wise quizzes with explanation will be provided. After completing the every chapter, you can able to solve that one. And NTA-based interface CBT mock test series, every question will have a sufficient explanation after attempting the test series. So for the both papers, now mega offer is still running in the app. You can just look at by applying a code Sankalp, you can able to get the offer 10% discount plus 1 month extra validity plus free revision course, and commerce and management, both the PYQs are coming under the single course only. If you purchase the both combo of paper 1 and management or paper 1 and commerce together. So the prices have been mentioned. If you have any doubt, you can contact on the given number 9666364708 is our support number. You can call or WhatsApp to clarify all your doubts. Thank you. Let us get started with the first unit, which is unit number 1. Business environment, international business, common for both. The syllabus which is mentioned over here for the paper 2, commerce, unit number 1, concepts and elements of the business environment. From this particular basic point only 3 questions were appeared in the June 2025. Right, monetary and fiscal policies and external environment, that is political environment, role of government in the business, legal environment, Consumer Protection Act. After that, FEMA, socio-cultural factor, their influence on the business, CSR, scope of importance of international business. Till here it is only business environment. After that it will be an international business. So whatever the business environment topics are there, it is not directly has been taken in the paper 2 management. Only international business is looking like common. If you can see this international business IB part only, you can able to see in paper 2 management. Right now, international business, globalization, foreign direct investment, multilateral regulations of WTO, 𝐔𝐆𝐂, and their international trade procedure, role of international financial institution, IMF, World Bank, all these are this one. From here, FDI, balance of payment, economic integration. Same, this entire part is from here only. So, business environment is not part of the paper 2 management. Only international business will be part of the management. And this business environment were a topic related to strategic management. These topics you can able to find and witness in strategic management. So more or less it will be appropriately useful for both. First of all, let's start with a business environment. What is business? Conceptual point of view, there are 2 typical definitions and 2 typical point of view for defining a business. One is a product orientation and the second is consumer orientation. Means the definition of a business is different from the consumer point of view. The way consumer look at the business is different. Consumer will always look at the business from his need and his fulfillment point of view. Business person, the product orientation who are selling a product, the business orientation will be different. So which is why there are 2 different definitions were provided here. And this is a PYQ, sir. Product orientation, consumer orientation. This classification of defining a business was given by whom? A Bell. Derek 𝐷𝐷𝐿. Can you please write down in the chat box? Basic differentiation of consumer and product oriented definition of a business was classified by Derek F. Abel. According to the Abel, this is how the definition of a business. So he always concentrated on the competencies of the business. So as per him, what a consumer needs, that is consumer oriented, and what a product which is made, or the product which is manufactured, that is from the business point of view, the definition. So the consumer oriented definition rather than product oriented definition. So he given both, but he relied more on the consumer orientation, because ultimately you are making a product, you are doing a business for whom? For the consumer satisfaction. If consumer is satisfied, then your business will grow automatically. If you concentrate more on the product, less on the consumer, you will not fetch more in the business. That is why he always emphasized more on the consumer orientation. Product orientation is simply focus on just on the product that you sold and markets that you serve. It is only from the product point of view. I am producing a product, I am selling it to you. Then whether consumer is satisfied, whether consumer is fulfilled with his want or needs or not, no clue. That is why though he has given two different approaches, but he emphasized more on the consumer oriented definition. Right? So consumer orientation is simply from consumer point of view, according to the consumer needs, consumer wants, it is going to be there. Whereas product is from business point of view. That's it. This is a basic point of differentiation. You can just see this triangle. If you can see, definition of a business is mentioned. What is being satisfied? With our product, what is being satisfied? The consumer is being satisfied. How are the needs of being satisfied? How are the consumer needs? With our product, we are going to satisfy. So what is being satisfied? Customer needs. What is being satisfied? Our product is getting satisfied. Our product. Who means customers? What means with our product? And how means by usage of our product we are making the fulfillment of the customer needs. So product is required to make the consumer satisfaction, but consumer satisfaction is utmost important to gain more business. Next, business environment, basic characteristics. We defined a business, now we define the business environment. Surrounding things in a business, when you are doing a business, whatever the internal, external, micro, macro surrounding environment, how well you are able to tackle, all that comes under the business environment. Sometimes depression may be there in the business, sometimes very heavy sales may be there in the business, however the way, but entire thing is part of your environment in the business. So rainy season, summer season, winter season in nature. In a business, full heavy sales time period will be there and dull period will be there. When dull period is there, when the heavy sales time period is there, booming period, recession period, in both the ways, how you are tackling the business, how with external and internal forces. That is comes under totally the business environment. Business environment is having total 8 or 10 characteristics. Let us not to quantify important characteristics of a business environment. PYQ of June 2025. Recent examination, there is a question. In recent examination, there is a question. Business environment, it is a complex because every day is a new challenge. You cannot define only this problem will come in the business. You may not expect sometime. That is why it is complex, very difficult to deal. Environment is a collection of factors and condition. Sometimes suddenly the government taxes may increase, GST may increase, or by replacing the old indirect taxes with the GST. It is very difficult for the small firms or the business entities to maintain immediately the new tax reforms. That is complex situation. Second, It is dynamic. Every day keep on changing. What we have done yesterday may not be same in next day, may not be same in after 3 days. Every day it's keep on changing. Like there is a quote now, there is only one thing which is constant in the world, that is change. Change has to happen. We were not using the 1 GB throughout the 28 days 8 years back before the 2015. Jio has changed the entire structure of telecommunication usage. Consumer also been adopted for that after 2 to 3 years. Now within no time, within 1 or 2 hours, we are completing the 2.5 GB or 3 GB of data in a single day. That's how the business is getting transformed from the business point of view. Dynamic changes means changes are happening every day. We need to cope up with the changes. We need to be in touch with the changes. According to the change happening in the market, we need to change our business strategy. So that is changing in nature. Multifaceted means business is not just only from one side, it is from multiple 360-degree holistic. Shape and character of a business is depending upon the perception of the observer. So what I observe as a consumer, same perception may not be there as a businessman for you. What you observe as a businessman, same I may not perceive. Because people will not perceive from your point of view. People always perceive from their point of view. Government will perceive from government point of view. Consumer will perceive from consumer point of view. Businessman will perceive from business point of view. Let me take an example. GST. So GST introduction, if you ask to the business person, he will cry. We are earning this much and finally we have to pay 28%, 18%, 12% GST to the government and remaining commission intermediate. After that we are not getting anything. That is business perception. Government says that how the government will run. Government needs a revenue. Main revenue source is the tax only. So without collection of the tax, how can we develop the society? How can we provide the facilities to the public? That is government perspective. Consumer perspective. Unnecessarily government is charging this much of tax. 18%. Ultimately consumer is suffering. Not the business person, not the government. We are suffering. That is consumer point of view. Only single problem. Created problem is only one, but the suffering is for all. Created problem is single, Sida. That is not actually a problem. That is the way we look at the thing. Multifaceted situation. Right? And it is a far-reaching impact. Always what the decision that you take today in a business will be impacting for the future. So be very careful in taking a decision to implement in your business. Next, total internal and external forces. Total internal and external forces. Business environment is the sum of total of all the things, both external and internal. So we have to combine internal factors, external factors, micro factors, macro factors, together only business environment. And the specific forces, general forces will be there, which we call it as micro and macro. I'll come to that point later within 1 minute. Next character is interrelatedness. Sir, PYQ I am saying. Interrelatedness. One is closely depending on the other. Here the beauty is that intermediaries, retailer depending on the distributor, distributor depending on the wholesaler, wholesaler depending on the manufacturer, manufacturer depending on the supplier. Without the interdependency principle, we cannot run the business in a manufacturing industry. Even you can take it to some extent for the service industry also. One is depending on the other. All are running and we are depending on the government. Government is depending upon us for the revenue purpose. Consumer is depending upon all the companies only for their usage of the products and services. So that is one. Here there is one example. Increase the life expectancy of the people. So life expectancy of a people is increasing the demand for the healthcare product. People are more health conscious and nutritious nowadays. That is why yoga products are increasing. Even yoga services sales are increasing. Healthcare products, Ayurvedic products, all the healthcare industry is increasing like anything because people wants more life. They are being more cautious. So this life expectancy increasing is linked to healthcare products. So like that only, one is depending on the other, which is interrelatedness. Uncertainty. What is going to happen? It is very difficult to predict the future in the business. So in a business environment, when you are ready to face the uncertainty, we call that as a risk. What is a risk? A definition. Facing the uncertainty in the future is called as a risk. For this, we have to do the analysis to mitigate or to reduce the risk. We cannot make it zero, but we can reduce it to some extent. Next, relativity. So from country to country, from region to region, from place to place, from business to business, challenges are different, problems are different, advantages are different, economies and diseconomies are different. That is relativity. Everything may not be same for every business. Every business is having different things from place to place. We face the problem in India. The same problem may not be there in other country. Other country may face the problem, but the same problem may not be there in India. Now, June 2025 question of commerce. Kindly answer this question. Which of the following is not a feature of business environment? Direct question. Seedha. This is June 2025 recent examination question. Very simple question was given. Complex that we studied, dynamic that we studied, multifaceted that we studied. Static means constant. No. Business environment cannot be a constant. So it is static is the correct answer. Next, if you look at the importance of business environment, it will be helpful for us to identify the opportunities and the threats, strength and weaknesses. The SWOT analysis will be there. We call it as the environmental scanning. Strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats we can able to analyze. And in a business, if you want to enter into any particular industry, first mover advantage we will get it if you analyze the business environment properly. If nobody is doing a business in particular industry, we can do the business. Next, it helps in identifying the threats and early warning signals. It helps in tapping the useful resources. Where can we get the easy finance for our business to raise the capital, to run or to raise the working capital to run the day-to-day operations of the business? How can we get the machinery at a lowest possible cost with the highest quality? Those resources we can able to get it to do the business. Next, it helps in coping up with the rapid changes. It helps in coping up with the rapid changes, whatever is happening. Helps in planning and policy formulation. So when you are analyzing the business environment properly, you can make the regulations, rules, policies according to your business and make a changes to it if anything is required. Right? So this is simply a theoretical points. Now, June 2025 PYQ again from this question, from this area. Sir, please concentrate on the classification properly because many a times confusion will happen here. Business environment is of two categories: internal environment, external environment. Internal environment are those factors which are related to your business or your firm only. Means these factors, for a A company it is different, for a B company is different, for a C company it is different. So for every business firm it is going to differ. That is internal environmental factors. These are going to influence only in your business. Only your business is going to be impacted by this internal environment. Those are your value system. What you follow in your business, your value system, your mission, your vision, and your objectives of the business. Your organization, your own company organization structure. how the hierarchy from top to bottom, your own culture of the business, and your own human resources quality, skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled, that quality of your employees, quality, the labor unions, employee unions, employer unions, and mediatories. Those unions belong to only your company. And physical resources which are belonging to only your company. All these are very much controllable in nature. Can you please repeat, sir? Internal environmental factors of a business environment are very much controllable because it is going to impact only on your company specifically. We call these forces as the special forces, not the general forces. That is why I was telling here that specific forces which your investor, your customer, your competitor, like that only it can impact on your business. It is not going to impact on any other business. Clear internal factors. Now the external factors, second category. This is one internal factor only, it is impact. It means it is like your family, your kids, your parents, right? Your grandparents, only within you. If any problem comes in your family, only your family get impacted. That is internal. Within the family problem, which are controllable in nature very much. Now external, which comes from the outside, external environment, which comes from the outside, external. External factors are those factors in a business which can not only impact your business, it will impact the entire market, it will impact the entire industry in a similar way. But external is having two sub-classification point to be understood here. Sir, external is divided into two parts. Please understand this carefully. External environment is of micro, external environment is of macro. External environment micro factors are, micro means these factors are outside your company, but it is very much common to many of the companies in your industry. One supplier will supply to A company, B company, C company. Common. One customer may be a customer of A company, B company, C company. Common. Though it is belong to you, but it is very much common to multiple companies in a same industry. So marketing intermediate, distributor. One distributor is distributing to A company, B company, C company. And competitors. A company is a competitor for B, B is a competitor for C, and C is a competitor for A. Within which only? In the same industry. Public. Public are very much common to A company, B company, C company. So these micro factors which are part of the external environment. Micro factors which are part of the external environment. These are manageable only. You cannot control fully. Manageable means partially controllable. You cannot control the supplier always. Right now? Partially controllable. Partially controllable. Fine. So external environment. Please repeat the names. Directly these were given. I will show you. Two questions are there. Suppliers, customers, intermediaries, public, competitor. All these are external micro. Now external macro is a PESTLE analysis. External macro environmental factors are fully external, which we call it as a PESTLE analysis. PESTLE analysis. Political, economical, socio-cultural, technological, legal, ecological. All these are external macro. This will be impacting on entire economy, all the businesses, all the firms equally. GST introduction is a legal change. Government change, BJP to Congress, Congress to BJP. Political environment, impact on all. Right? COVID got occurred. Ecological imbalances were happened in the business. COVID time period. 1 year almost the business was suffered like anything. So like the technology introduction, artificial intelligence is coming in every business. That will impact on all the business, not only you. If you adopt, okay. If you don't adopt, you have to suffer because you are not being dynamic. So economic, political, legal, technological, global, socio-cultural, demographic, natural, ecological, all these are part of the external macro environmental factors. Are you clear now? The classification. Will you answer the question? I will show the two questions. Not even a single word change. These two questions were appeared in different years of the UGC net, directly copy pasted in the recent June examination. Look at this question. When this question is appeared, June 2024 commerce examination morning shift it was. Sorry, evening shift it is. Please answer if you understood. Which of the following is not a part of the micro environment? Suppliers, customer, competitor, technology. Very small question. 2024 June exam. Yes, technology is the correct answer. Option 4. Because external, micro. So in our mind, we should think there are two types, internal and external. And in the external, micro only they are asking, not the micro. Micro means supplier, customers, intermediaries, competitors, as well as public. Next, June 2025, recent examination paper, 27th of June 2025, morning shift was conducted. Which of the following is not a element of micro environment? Which of the following is not a part of micro environment? Same question, 2024 June, 2025 June. Same answer. Question and answer, both are same. Technology. Yes, answer for this is technology. Now this is also 2025 June examination. Again, same question. In PESTLE analysis framework, what does L stands for? Labor, legal, land, and latest. Same, both questions are in 2025 June. What is L stands for? L is legal. Legal. Just now we have seen. L is the legal environment. It is in PESTLE analysis. External environment is basically a PESTLE. So L is legal. Now I have shown you three. How many questions in business environment, international business and commerce in June examination? Total 12 questions. In class number 1 itself, how many questions were covered? 1, 2, 3. One is just now we have seen these two questions, and one question is related to the introductory characteristics. Remaining 9 questions we are going to cover in remaining parts. If you look at it is not always, I would say, everything will cover from the class only. No, not at all. Bouncers related question will come definitely in the examination. It may come from any unit. If we are going to get everything from our class, then definitely it would be something extremely different situation. Right? It is not about the class, not about the material. It is about the concepts that is to be covered as per the syllabus is this only. From my content only everything is covered. No, not like that. But whatever we cover according to the exam, it should be there. That's what we believe and doing accordingly. Now, sir, all the things has been explained in a detailed way. I have given an oral explanation for everything. External environment, the factors, suppliers of input, customers, intermediaries. So supplier, we know who is supplying the raw material for the production. Customer, who is ultimately buying. Marketing intermediaries are distributors and wholesalers. Competitors are your competitors for your business. On the base of pricing, on the base of product quality, on the base of different things, competition may occur. Public are important force in external environment. So he mentioned who? Philip Kotler. Philip Kotler has mentioned Is there any group that has been actual or potential interest in or impact on the company's ability to achieve its objective? Product, the competitor, sorry, public is the one. The group that has actual or a potential interest or impact on company's ability to achieve its objective. So public are outsiders for the company, but they have ability to impact on the company's objectives achievement. Next, macro factors, political and legal. Changing the government, changing the tax reforms, changing the legal rules, labor laws change, taxation policies change. Those are all legal. Technological, AI introduction, and international environment globally. Because what you do the business in domestic is may not be same in international level. At an international level, different challenges will be faced. Okay. Socio-cultural. Now, can you tell me what is socio-cultural meaning? What is the meaning of socio-cultural? Social and cultural environment also influences. People attitude to work and wealth and ethical issues, role of family, marriage, religion, education, all these are social responsiveness of a business. What are the examples? As a public, our attitude towards a product, our attitude towards the work, our attitude towards the wealth, our attitude towards the family, our attitude towards the ethics and violation of ethics, a marriage, religion, on a different things in a culture it is existing. So even though you are dealing with the culture, how it is related to the business, on what basis you are linking that to the business, and everything that you do have a product or a service that business are giving. So linking to the, let us go for the marriage. So if you wanted to do the marriage, many things are existed, and if after the marriage, if you want to pursue your life, also many things are you need to buy or to take as a service. So that is part and parcel of our every business is impacted by this socio-cultural environment also in a societal life and in our culture. In order to maintain that one, the business also need to adopt according to the cultures. See, Indian company cannot do the Western culture product selling because Indian culture by default it is traditional to some extent in some areas. There you cannot sell the modern products. There you cannot have the modern services. By going to your typical village, can you offer the spa services? Not possible because culturally, by default, the villages people are very much avoided with all these modern services. Not possible. That is why, according to the society, according to the culture, business has to adopt to do the business. Next, June 2024 question, comma shift number 2. Answer the question, please. Which environment shapes the attitude of human beings through, though there may be great diversity in its impact? Answer the question, please. Political, international, socio-cultural, economic environment. Answer is 3. Socio-cultural. Just now we have discussed. Now, sir, one of the important factor in the PESTLE analysis is that economic environment. This is the one separate topic need to discuss. Political, economic. E is there. Now, E stands for economic environment. E also stands for ecological. But here it is about economic we are discussing. Economic environment of the business. Economic means totally related to it is related to like agriculture, industry, service, planning and development, industrial policies, whatever the reforms that were brought in our economy, totally dealing with that one. Economic environments are broadly classified into 3. They are economic conditions in which we run the business, economic policies from the government point of view, economic system that we have in a different governments in a different countries. They are economic condition, GDP, GNP, gross domestic product, gross national product, and balance of payment, inflation, poverty, saving and investment, per capita income. These are the different conditions that are existed in any economy of any country, usually, because performance of one country economy will be measured by this. These are the measurements, or these are the standards where the performance can be measured of that particular country economy. Economic policies. To achieve this performance, we require certain policies, be it an industrial policy, fiscal policy, government budget, monetary policy, RBI policy, foreign investment policy. All these policies for what purpose? To improvise our economy. Now we are the fifth largest economy in the world. How we achieve that? We have a different policies to improvise our global gross domestic product or gross national product, GDP or GNP, are making the balance of payment equally. Inflation we are controlling, poverty we are reducing. All these, because of this policy, we are able to achieve that in a performance. When we achieve that, globally we are becoming strong on day by day basis. And there are three different types of government that will exist. Economic point of view, those governments were called as systems, economic system. Capitalist economy, socialist economy, mixed economy, we call it as. If you see in an economic environment, so these factors are literally, they have asked in a copy pasted way. Look at economic system. Systems are capitalism, socialism, planned or mixed economy, right? Capitalist, socialist, and mixed economy. Three systems. I will discuss that in detail within 2 minutes. Economic structure. Economic structure is development level of any country. Development level of country. Right? Number 2. Every sector like a manufacturing, industry, or else agricultural, manufacturing, as well as service. Every sector, how much they are contributing as an output to the economic development. Each sector contribution for economic development. As well as each and every sector linking to each other. Means intersectoral linkages. Linkages. Economic structure is talking about how can we link one sector of the economy with other. How manufacturing is linked with the agriculture, agriculture linked with the service, service linked with the manufacturing. These are the different sectors in the economy. And how each and every sector is contributing for the development of economy. And development level, where it is. We are saying we are the fifth largest. So where we are in that quantitative measurement point of view, what is that level where we are now? Is it at development level or the developed country, developing only? So like that, that is economic structure we are defining. Economic policies. When we say the policy, these are the one driving forces for achieving our economic performance. Fiscal policy is related to government, which we usually come up with every year budget. Monetary policy is related to the RBI, Reserve Bank of India will be announcing quarterly. And also foreign portfolio or the foreign investment policy. We say foreign trade policy, FTP, foreign trade policy or the foreign investment policies. We have a foreign trade policy. New foreign trade policy is introduced. That is for export and import and international business point of view. Next is that industrial policies, also other policies, if any, which is going to improvise the economic performance, entire country economy. Economic planning. Planning is related to two things. When you plan, two things you need to plan. How much we are putting as expenditure, how much we are expending, with this expenditure, how much we are getting a return. It is like an investment and return point of view. So planning with respect to investment, planning with respect to return, or planning with respect to consumption of the people, planning with respect to expenditure on for that consumption. So government has to plan for the consumption of the people. For that consumption, how much expenditure is required. And government is investing on certain thing. What are the returns from that investment? What are the output? That is planning is required. Before making anything, the planning. That is why we have one think tank also in our government of India, Niti Aayog, which is to make up policies, as to recommend the policies by with a proper further planning, like a futuristic planning will be made. Planning is basically for the future. Economic conditions and the problem. What are the conditions which are there? Just now, conditions are gross domestic product, GDP, GNP, NNP, NDP. All these are certainly comes under the economic conditions and economic problems. Unemployment problem, poverty problem, inflation problem. All these things need to control. Need to control the problem. Next, global economic changes which are happening. Membership of WTO, we have World Trade Organization. We are also a member of IMF. We are also a member of a trade bloc. We are also a member of international trade blocs at a different level, like a BRICS, SAARC, differently Shanghai Cooperation of India. Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO. We are also part of it. So, like globally, in a competitive way, we are being part of the different trade blocs and doing international business and generating a foreign reserves for us. These are the factors which will influence different factors: system, structure, policy, planning, condition. Many books will write simply all under one only. But this classification was asked in the examination. Answer this question. This is June 2024 examination question. Which of the following factors constitute the economic environment of a country? Sir, economic environment. Whatever we discuss, total all are factors influencing the components. Influencing components of economic environment. Financial system, socio-cultural environment, economic policies, educational environment, structural equilibrium. Here answering as option 3 and some are answering as option 2, some are answering as option 1 only. How come? This much difference? Sir, economic environment. Look at the question. Socio-cultural environment is part of the external environment. It is separate one factor. It is not comes under the sub-factor of economy. Because when a PESTLE analysis, political, economical, legal, socio-cultural, technological, and ecological, like that it is there. So, socio-culturally separate one. Under the economic environment, what will come is the question. So, socio-cultural is B, you can eliminate. If you eliminate the B, C cancelled, A cancelled. Khatam. Economic policies, just now we discussed, economic policies are part of the economic environment. Even financial system, that you take it as financial system means monetary policy related. Right? Educational environment. Do we have this educational environment in any business? It is outrightly out of the discussion. Because education and the business doesn't have any link over here. So this is not part of a business. Remaining leftover is A, economic. Finance means finance is part of the economy. Economic policies, just now we have seen monetary policy, fiscal policy, and the structured equilibrium. This is balance of payment. Structured equilibrium is part of the balance of payment. Balance of payment, making the equilibrium of inflow and outflow of the country, which is economic condition. Under the economic condition only it is coming. Balance of payment. BOP. So the structural equilibrium which is part of it. When you are applying the theory on the question, look at the options what were given by linking with the statements. And always remember what the specific requirement of the question. Requirement, if you know clearly, then you can eliminate certain things like this. It may not work for all the question, but definitely 90% of the question it will work. Right? Answer will be option 2. A, C, E. 3 systems of economy. Last and final part of the today's class. Capitalism, socialism, mixedism. capitalist economy, socialist economy, and mixed economy. Three different things, very simple in understanding. Based on the ownership wise, if you say one country is a capitalist economy, in that country, private ownership is allowed to a maximum extent. Means anybody can set up their business in any industry. All sectors are open to private people to do the business. That is capitalist economy. Can you give the proper example of capitalist economy in a present countries? USA is the best example. United States of America is the best example where in any sector private ownership is allowed. In any sector, if the private ownership is allowed, then we can say that is a capitalist economy, which is a USA. And economic motive, why the private people do the business? Is it to do the charity or the public welfare? No. Paisa, profit is a major motto for them. And it is free market system. As per the demand and the supply, as per the market forces, prices may go up, prices may come down. It is a competition between the private players only in this type of economic system. Sorry, type of economy, that is capitalist. Solutions of central problem, free market system. What is the government role? Only government can create internal rules and regulation. More than that, government will not involve much. Government is given a freedom to all the entities. And income distribution unequal. It is like unequal income distribution. How it is going to happen in a capitalist economy? Rich people will become more rich. Poor people will become same like that only. Because upper cadre people are earning more by doing more and more business. Income is more for them. Income is less for the lower cadre, which is like a poor and below middle class people. So income is not distributed equally. All are not getting equal opportunities. Only rich people can establish their own business to earn a more profit. Unequal distribution of income. And here private are there. Complete freedom will be given in economic way. And major problem is that inequality. You cannot make all the people equally in this system of economy. Because by default the principle is inequality is the principle. Now here in a capitalist economy, goods which are more demanded, they'll earn more profit. Demand is more, they'll increase the price to get more profit. So whatever is profitable, whatever saves the cost, those business they do it in a capitalist economy. According to the purchasing power of the people. What the people are ready to buy, that is having more demand. They'll sell that only. What people require, what people are ready to buy. Now socialist economy, fully public oriented, fully public welfare oriented. What society needs, what society requires, those business this socialist economy does. And your public ownership means government will be the major government enterprise. It will be like a public sector undertakings. BSNL, MTNL, all the public sector undertaking comes under the socialist economy. And this businesses does for the social welfare purpose, improvising the lives of the people. Here equality is the main principle. Equality, central planning system is required. A monetary policy, a fiscal policy, proper policies are required for everything. According to the planning only we need to implement the things. Total government role will be 100%. Government only does everything. Government create the rules, government will implement the rules, government will take a strict action against those who are violating the rules also. Because entire control is under the government. And equal income distribution, because all are getting an equal opportunity in this type of environment. This is socialist for the society purpose. Freedom will not be given to the business enterprises. Only government, whatever they direct, the business has to do it. And here socialist economy, goods which society needs, that government is producing and government is selling. What society needs? Railway, even defense. What society requires? Security, peace, Railway, the transportation. Those are the socialist economy examples. North Korea is the best example of it. That person is there, na? He is very much famous. What society needs, as per the needs of society, as per the needs of society. Purchasing power is not to be taken here, only what society requires. Kim Jong, right? Kim Jong or Kim Jong? Mixed economy, where private people and the public, private and the government, both will be owners here. What society requires, to some extent they do that businesses. What a profit oriented, some extent they do that business. Profit motive, social welfare, both will be there. Central planning system, and according to the demand and supply free market forces, it will be. Limited role of the government, to some extent only government role will be there. And here income distribution will be not too much unequal, not too much equal. It is in some areas it will be equality maintained, some areas inequality will be there. Both private and government both will be involved. Limited freedom will be given to the private enterprises. What to produce, what society needs, as well as what the customer demand, what the society, both will be produced. And how to produce? Whatever profitable need to produce, whatever society needs to produce. How the income is distributed among the goods are distributed among the people according to the purchasing power, according to the societal needs. India is the example of this mixed economy at this present moment. Kim Jong. At this present moment, India is part of the mixed. It's a three types of economic systems. June 2024 commerce shift number 2, which is not a feature of capitalist economy. Answer the question fast. Everybody, those who are watching the class, need to answer the question. Don't be silent in the class. Answer is option 3. Government interference. Because not capitalist economy is fully freedom oriented, fully private. Government interference will not be there in a capitalist economy. So all these three, like high level of competition, freedom of choice, right of private property, all these are features of capitalist. But the third one, government interference, will be more in socialist economy, not in capitalist economy. This is question appeared. Look at this is June 2024, right? Shift number 2. June 2018 commerce question paper. 2018, very long back. Answer this question. Individuals and association behave with the economic motive of maximizing their profit with the least sacrifice or cost. Least sacrifice or cost. The country's major means of production are either owned by the government or their use is controlled by the government. Producers and consumers and employees compete among themselves as the resources and opportunities are limited. Price, the invisible hand, plays a predominant role in the flow of factors of production and the consumption. Profit oriented, yes, individuals and association with economic motive. Best example of capitalism. Private people, profit oriented. Producers, consumers, employees compete. Competition is a major part because in the private only competition will be more. Price and the invisible hand plays a predominant role in the flow of a factors of production. Invisible hand, price and invisible hand means demand and supply. The market forces will be more. Here, the country's major production is either controlled by the government or the use is controlled by the government. This government control is part of the socialist economy, not the capitalist economy. This is option 2 is the correct. That's it, sir. So far, whatever we discussed, even if you look at the internal environment sub-factor, the value system is related to ethical belief that guide the organization, mission and objective, organization culture and the organization structure, HR quality. These are internal environment already been discussed in the beginning. Right? That's about the today's session. How is the session? Good. This is how all the sessions are going to be conducted. Even previous batch people, now you can compare what we changed from the last batch to this batch. This is what the change. Concept and linking to the PYQ immediately. We are working out for every topic on a unit wise basis that we are going to discuss. Tomorrow, class number 2 will be there, which is a continuation of today's session. and quiz will be added inside your class only after a certain time, and after 2 to 3 hours you can just check it out inside your paid course. The quiz will be updated related to the topic, right? So thank you so much. Very good morning to all once again. And those who are watching a free live session, if you are satisfied and willing to join in our paid batch course, which is starting, you can join for the single batch UGC NET December 2025 examination, all in one for the NET 𝐷𝐅. Why I'm saying all in one? Because explanation classes and their PDFs as well as previous year question, their PDF, topic wise quizzes with explanation, CBT test series with explanation. Not only this, we are also offering 1 month extra validity. Whatever the revision course that we launch before the examination, that will be accessible for free and extra discounted price also. You can contact on the given number in a WhatsApp or on the call for clarifying more doubts, and use the Sankalp code for both papers, and Sankalp 1 for the paper 1, Sankalp 2 for commerce, Sankalp 3 for management and paper 1. The codes will be visible there only inside the application. Simply download the app or go to the website of 𝐔𝐆𝐂 register your details. After that, go to the UGC NET courses. There you can able to find this batch details. First, look at the demo of all the features in batch. After that, you can think about purchase. Still, if you have any doubt, approach on the given number. Thank you so much. As I will upload the PDF in the app, so you can able to download that. Thank you so much. Have a great day.